What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the 1894. I'm Dara of Joe with me here for the Newcastle preview. Joe, how are you feeling going into it?
Very confident, but I've got no reason to not be feeling confident. It's Newcastle. They are literally the foot of the Premier League at the moment. I can't remember whether the 19th or 20th. I'm pretty sure the 20th. They are awful. They are so bad. They've got a championship defence. They've got a new manager who hasn't provided a manager bounce. They're without many key players through injury or through other reasons. So realistically, it should be a walk in the park. But Newcastle's one of them teams where over the past few years, they've beat us a couple of times. They've beat us. They've managed to get some sort of result somehow. So we do have to be careful, but at the same time, they've just been, Liverpool have just put 3 past them, and they didn't really get out of second gear, so we should find it pretty easy.
Yeah, it should be easy enough. Like you said, they're missing a few players as well, but we're recording this tonight under the impression that the game is going ahead. It could easily be turned around tomorrow and just not happen. That it could be cancelled because I think there's like 7 games or something that have been postponed this weekend, which is crazy. But we're going in as if we're playing it, and our form has been impeccable lately. 7-0 against Leeds is a prime example. I think we've just been fantastic. I think everyone's been unbelievable. But look, you're going to see the team soon enough. But Joe, who do you think will have a standout game in this?
You've got to look at the likes of Jesus here. Now, we talked about him the other day with his new contract that he's rumored to be getting, and he's one of them players where at the moment we've got him through the middle in our predicted team, but you've got to look at it as if to say wherever he plays, you back him to have a good game. Like I had mentioned the championship defence before. If he presses that defence, it's just going to panic and hoof it. Like, they're not comfortable on the ball. They're not. That's not Newcastle style of play. I know Eddie Howe will want them to be comfortable on the ball, but if Jesus just starts to press them all game, then they're going to make mistakes. And they've been making a lot of mistakes this season already. It's just up to us whether we capitalise them or not. But hopefully he can have a good game. That's through the impression he starts through the middle. But even if he doesn't, he's just going to be pressing again and again and again and again. And that defence is very dodgy.
A team that can be pretty fluid, so our team, our predicted 11 can be pretty fluid, so it doesn't really matter what happens. You're going to see pressing, you're going to see people getting forward, and like you said, Eddie Howe has his own football philosophy. He wants people to be able to play out from the back, but it's not working with Newcastle, and I think if any kind of press at all can go against them, then we'll win the ball, they'll shit themselves, we'll get it back and we'll go up and score. I think that's just how it's going to be. We're just that type of team. No one's stopping us at the minute, so it seems. But there's a question now about Kyle Walker's fitness. I mean, it's been going around in the last couple of weeks. He got sent off against Leipzig, and everyone just kind of thought he was dropped because of what he did, the red card was. But he hasn't been in the squad then for 2 games, despite Pep having said that it's been a full squad. But we're looking at now, we don't have him in the team, but do you think he'll make the trip?
I think he might make the trip, but considering he didn't train yesterday, just a couple of days before, it's a bit worrying because obviously he missed the last game with, I think Pep said, a few niggles, so and he hasn't featured since the red card, so it's a little bit worrying considering his age. If he's starting to pick up knocks here and there, it's a little bit worrying, but he's not the type of player who usually gets injured that much. He's usually a solid player. He's usually always available, albeit sometimes he does have a bit of a rash side and gets himself suspended. But I think he'll make the trip, but I just think with how well Zinchenko's played over the last couple of games, when he's been in the side, I think, why risk Walker if he hasn't trained properly? Obviously Cancelo's back from his suspension, so you've got 2 fullbacks there who are able to play, so you just afford to give Walker more time to get back and train, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd be going with Cancelo and Zinchenko, me personally, now, but right. It's one of those concerning things. If Walker's starting to pick up these little knocks here and there, having not done so previously, and he's getting on now. If he starts picking up knocks, then I don't know, it could be a quick decline, but I don't want it to be a quick decline. I think he'd be fine personally. But we'll go into the team now, right? So first off, we have Ederson. I think that's fairly straightforward. We have Cancelo, we have Zinchenko as the 2 fullbacks, and then we have Diaz and Laporte. Now, there's a question to be there for Stones. I thought it was great against Leeds. But so were the other 2. Diaz obviously came off, so we're saying that he's going to play. But even if he didn't play, it wouldn't surprise me. We just have that good centre half depth at the minute. It's going to be hard to choose between these unless it's a big game where he's going for Diaz and Laporte, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you can't imagine that the defence would have too much to do, albeit Newcastle have a few dangerous players. Sam Maximin seems to be injured, which is a big boost for us, of course. He went off against Liverpool with an injury, and there's been no update on him apart from he's doubtful. So just assume he manages to make a miraculous recovery and scores at the weekend. But no, you can't imagine they'd have too much to do. Apart from the fullbacks, you'd expect them to get forward and help the attacks. Invert, we do that a lot. But we have to be careful with Diaz a little bit. He's one booking away from suspension, and he needs to get through the next 2 games without a booking. Otherwise, he will be suspended for a game, which he can do. But is it worth the risk? You could possibly play Stones Laporte here to nullify that risk. That's a possibility, but you took him off against Leeds, so I think that kind of just tells you that he's just going to play here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I do think you play. Yeah, I think it'd be a Stones and Diaz and Laporte. I think either way, whatever we do, they won't be doing much anyway. Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo. It's fairly straightforward. Now, I was saying De Bruyne. Me and Joe had a back and forth. I was saying De Bruyne. I think you play. I think Pep's going to do the same thing he did with Sterling. He's had that game against Leeds. Going to want to build on that. I think you play, but I've let Joe take the reins there. Joe, you give me. You go into detail. I'm not going to talk about it. It's all you know. You pick this midfield. It's on you.
Well, Rodri's going to play. Bernardo's going to play.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah, no, look, we said Rodri and Bernardo were going to play. It's just down to. I think if this was a big game, and this is a hot take, I'd want Gundogan to play. But for this game, I want De Bruyne in. But you take the reins.
Yeah, well, we know Rodri and Bernardo are going to play because they also got taken off alongside Diaz and they've been player of the season. If Pep says we're fully fit squad, the little knock that Bernardo picked up clearly wasn't that big. But I just think with Gundogan, I'd rather have him in the team at the moment. I would. I know you got to give De Bruyne minutes somewhere, but he played the whole 90 against Leeds. If he's going to play, I'd arguably play him further forward instead. Because I just think Gundogan's just too good, and I don't know why. I can see De Bruyne playing, while I think that he probably will. If I'm going to be honest now, looking back at it, he probably will because he's going to want to give him a run of games.
Yeah.
Gundogan's just the better player at the moment. He just is. He's just better, and I think he'll be better in this type of game. We've said this before. In a game where they're just going to park the bus and there's not going to be too much space around the box, Gundogan is so much better in that situation than De Bruyne is because his close control is so much better. So he just fits this game to a T, really, if they set up how we think Newcastle are going to set up.
I don't want to knock what you're saying. I do 100% agree. I think Gundogan's been fantastic for the last 2 games. I don't think he deserves to be dropped, but I just think with De Bruyne, with Pep wanting to get De Bruyne this run of form, trying to get him back to top form, I don't see why he dropped him after the game he had against Leeds, which was an average. No, I don't want to say average. It was a good game from him, but the 2 goals definitely gave him the boost. I do think he'd be in here, but if he plays Gundogan, I'm not going to be annoyed. I somewhat probably prefer Gundogan, but if we're going to have predicted 11, this is what I think. I think De Bruyne is going to play, and then look, we'll move on. There's nothing else you can say. I do agree with you. He will be better for the game, but it's just the form Pep wants him to get more form. I do think De Bruyne will play. It could even be De Bruyne and Gundogan, but they're not going to take Bernardo out. Then we have Sterling, Foden, Jesus. It'll obviously be very fluid, but that's what we have down. I think Jesus' pressing, you said beforehand, I don't know if we have a record on that, I can't remember, but Jesus' pressing is key in this game. I do think he'll play, and Pep's going to want him to get into form as well. Sterling's been on the form of his life. I take that back. He's been on very good form, and he didn't play in the last game, so I think he'll play. And Foden, you're going to want to build up minutes again for him after coming back off the knock. Joe, tell me about the front three before we wrap it up.
Foden off the back of a very good game against Leeds, of course. We were debating him and Grealish as well, whether one of them will start, and it could be either or. We did flip a coin in the end. It could be either or. We really don't know. If we have a fully fit squad, we have way too many players to choose from. Usually, it's easier for us to pick a team when we've got a few injuries. But Sterling, should get a game here because he missed Leeds. He didn't even get on the pitch against Leeds, which, okay, I get it. You don't want to risk him, but it would have been a great chance to get him some confidence because if he comes on, he scores. That Leeds defence was atrocious. But saying that, the Newcastle defence is atrocious. So if he's going to score, he'll probably score here. Or I hope he scores here anyway. At least, gets an assist or something. Because he needs to keep this run going. He really does, because we talked about Jesus' new contract. We've heard nothing on Sterling's new contract. And we just assume that he just has to keep playing like he has been so far this season to get it. And I think we all want that really deep down. We all want it to happen. It's just up to him whether it does happen. And then Jesus, like we said, his pressing is going to be key. So starting him through the middle is not a bad shout. Press the centre-backs, that could win us the game. That could get us a goal or two, because we know how fragile that Newcastle back line is with their defensive record in the league. And then Foden, just going back onto Foden. It's him or Grealish, really. Obviously, Torres isn't fit. I don't think Maros will get a game because he started Leeds. And I don't think really there's anyone else. So realistically, if Grealish comes in, you'll probably see him through the middle in a rethink. But then again, it's fluid enough, so it's going to be all over the place in a very controlled, chaotic manner.
I do. I tell you what, just as you were saying that, I do agree. I think Foden will play because we're going to need, if this front three is playing, we're going to need goals from from the three of them. And look, I love Grealish, but Foden is more than likely going to get you a goal than Grealish. And obviously, Jesus scores a lot. Sterling has scored a lot. I think this front three is perfect for the goals that we're going to want to get, because we're going to want to go out and pace them again. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to take our foot off the gas after a 7-0 win. But look, we're going to take a look. We'll go into it where our tails up as if it's going to happen. I really don't think this is going to happen. There's every chance this video doesn't go up. We could get news in the next 10 minutes that just gets cancelled. So for now, it's going on. I'm really looking forward to it. It's something we can use to build confidence as well. I know Liverpool are playing 2.5 hours after us, but we are firmly in the driving seat, and I think this will be a great position for us to just push on, score a few more goals, get confidence into the lads, and go into the new year looking good. Go into the probable Christmas break looking good, and I'm looking forward to this match. I really am. I always look forward to playing teams down the bottom because it's a great chance to get confidence in. But look, last video I told you we reached 600 subscribers. We're going for the K soon enough. So whatever you can do, like it, share it around. Now, what would be nice actually, right? 700 for the new year. It's not going to happen, but you may as well try it. Press it around, share it. Tell everyone, comment your team, comment what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the review.